past your They say time, but I'm trying to kill a fly with a roller with a wall with a roller. They say I'm a cock with a chunk of ass. They say I'm now rolling up little bits of shit for the time. Can you hear me? I say. Me and my brother, we sit up in bed doing ecstasy, and we're both going.
My dad is telling me off.
Never let me see you doing that again. So I start laughing. My dad going, nah, nah, nah. Black, no, breathing. And I'm standing there laughing. Kaboom. And there was always a whiny kid going, meh, gonna go out and do some breathing. Swales. I think Michael Rosen snorts cocaine, snuffling with my nose, like I was breathing in cocaine. Sometimes my mum and dad used to snort cocaine. This meant that my brother had to fuck me. He hated cock because I just wouldn't go to fuck when he told me to. He was 4 years older than me. Well, actually, he still is. Will you go for me? But I never went until I heard the front door open with mum and dad coming back. And then I'd be upstairs into bed fucking. Anyway, after a few months of this, my mum and dad tried something new. Just before they went out, they said, I said, okay, yeah, okay. And off I went to bed. I lay there waiting to hear the front door close. And straight away, I was out the bed, down the stairs, into my brother's room. There he is, sitting there, fucking calm. First of all, he tries, I'm not taking any notice of Michael. He goes on fucking. I think I'll make him notice. I put my face behind the cup with my eye peeping round the edge of the cup. Every time he gets to the end of a line, his eye looks into my eye. He tries to pretend I'm not there. It's no good. He can't. My eye is peeping away like mad round the edge of the cup. Well, this isn't fair. You promised you'd fuck me. And I fiddled with cup, fiddle diddle, riddle diddle. He tries to pretend I'm not there. It's no good, he can't. I'm rattling away like mad with the cup. He starts to laugh. All right, he says, look, right, that's it. He sounds like he's going to really do me. So now he tries, I'm going to be so boring, Michael will get so fed up, he'll fuck me. He starts up a chant, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me. It goes on for ages. I try to talk to him. Hey, what do you want for your birthday, Brian? Go fucking fuck me. Do you want a sweet? Hey, Michael Rosen. And I'm still fiddling. Clear the fluff from under your bed. Clear the fluff, the fluff. Clear the fluff from under your bed. The fluff from under your bed. Page 1. Because on page 1 it said, don't tell your mother. I love break beats. One day at a camp, we were playing smugglers and bugglers. I was a creepy game person.
I don't understand it.
Now you try. I'm not going camping ever again without a wheelchair. Who ever heard of camping without a wheelchair? I've sat there for hours and hours and hours with my wheelchair, having a nice time. Seven Up, Pepsi, Fanta, appetizer, Dr. Pepper, cream soda, iron brew, hot chocolate, turbo tango. It was our plan to go out today to the Grand Galloping Gala at Canterlot, but, and this is a big plot, the boy's going mad. First thing he does is become infirmary, and the next thing, he's going round stuffing my little pony jokes in his poops. What you had to do was snatch a quick snatch under the snatch. So I start to suss, but I sit there in my great big sus joke. Once my brother said, whoa, whoa. So I said, what are you doing? He said, it's a sus joke, Michael. You wouldn't understand. And I cried. School prison. When I was 10, I went to this school called the London Special Ed School. We had a right sex class and everything was horrible. Look, it's horrible. Finger in, lick it. Tastes nice. Uh-oh. That's fucking horrible. You shut your cock-suckling teeth, fucking 22-year-old whore mouth when I'm talking to you, you stupid prick. Do you want a wee? No. Do you want acid? No. What do you want then? I want crack. I want crack. I want some fucking crack. Sometimes my mum and dad used to sit on me. When I was a baby, they hated me because I just was fucked up, horrible. I was wasted. And I suddenly hear a funny voice going, will you go to hell? That's when my brain starts doing things. You know, murder. I'll tell you what I do. I took the gun and there's my mum. There's my dad dead in my room. It was then I noticed my brother was watching me. He then rushed downstairs, front room, took the phone and called 911. My brother said a bopo's coming in. And that's when we get into really big trouble. You can't catch me. I'm Michael Rosen. How I learnt to love Windows 7. Here's me. And my brother was just giving me a new computer. Because my old one just can't support Windows 7. So my brother thought it would be great. Yeah, it's great. It's faster, stronger, better, and way cooler than an electronic rabbit. He was right, quite right. It's way cool. It was then I threw hands, my stuffed energizer bunny away. And now you can't catch me on that very computer, watching very Michael Rosen YouTube, books on YouTube, PC, and Windows 7 was my idea. And it's all my fault. Once a boy called Richard came to school. He had a spaceship and said, "Ah," so he didn't know what to say. Then I said, "Do you want an apple?" Nah. And he took this gold ring out of his pocket and he put it very carefully in Haribo's arse. And he starts up talking in this spooky voice. And it went on for ages. We were all crowding round, dead quiet, watching Haribo. Suddenly, the going in bell went boing, boing. At that, Haribo bursted. It just bursted. Ha! Blimey. By the time we got ourselves together, Richard had gone. We never saw him again. None of us ever saw Haribo ever again either. After that, we used to go around telling people Haribo died with a little gold ring stuck in his arse. You may think I'm a bit of a fool, but that's why I don't go to school. The shit. Sorry, Mum. I can't stop myself, but it all starts when I grow up to be as horrible as your father. But it all starts when I... But it all starts when I... Touch this. Jelly. Don't. Sorry, Mum. I can't stop my hand when it's on the snatch. I got a chance to get hold of a jar of that gooseberry jam. Mad dog murderer. Once my brother said, why don't we go to the Red Sea for your birthday treat? We could spend all day there looking at the Guy Fugels. It would be great. And I said, no. My brother said, why don't we go to St Pancras Station for your birthday treat? We could spend all day there looking at the trains. It would be horrible. Yeah, I said, it would be great. And before we all knew it, we were heading for St Pancras Station. We happened to meet Haribo's granddad. He was waiting for the train and he just fell over and giggled from under the dicky. So he didn't know what to say. And he said, got my pockets in my face. Then I said, it's a fat lollipop lady. Get out of the way. Haribo's granddad yelled, I'm the king of the cheese. And so I join in and we both giggled from under the dicky. Stop right there, said security guard. Okay, I said, okay. Yeah, okay. So I bought some paint and I ran and ran on the platform. The paint went everywhere. He starts to laugh. All right, he says, look, right, that's it. He sounds like he's going to really do for me. So now I ran and jumped on my train. As we pulled out of St Pancras Station, I began to eat a bag of plums. Trouble was, mad dog, the murderer, was on the train. It made me scared. I dashed out off the train faster than an electron. I just had time to say, killing me is cruel, killing me is murder, you can't catch me, I'm Michael Rosen. And everything was lovely once again, wonderful. And then we went home, and before we all knew it, the end. I want to tell you about an adventure I went on far, far away. Once I found a map. I was at Salmon's the Iron Toenails looking for my brain. And there it was, the Michael Rosen map. It was made of magic plums. Well, actually, it was made of paper. So I took this map, ran out the door and got away as fast as I could. Suddenly, the shop came running after me with a bloody knife. There was an awful yelling and crying, and I ran, and all the time the shop tried to catch me. It was then I noticed the train tracks. That's when my brain starts doing things. I ran and jumped over the train tracks. The shop said, hey, come back here, you little fuck, you're in for big trouble. Oh yeah, you bet he said that. So now I go and stand by the other side of the train tracks. It was then the speed train appeared. Just when the shop steps onto the tracks, really good, and straight away, slam, dead. Nice. Later that day, I had a look at the Michael Rosen map. It said, once you find this map, you have to go to the island of the plums. This meant that I had to buy a ship. So I went to Hempstead Harbour, and there it was. A fantastic ship. It was huge. First of all, I tried stealing it, but the security guard wouldn't fuck off. So then I went to prison. Fuck, this is shit. Yeah, I was stuck in that shit hole for 3 fucking weeks. And the food is fucking horrible. Ooh. So here goes. Oh no, this is fucking horrible. My mouth is full of shit. Ooh. Anyway, days later, there was a man who turned up round my prison hamburger and says, right you two, right you one, this is a horrible prison, but if you give me a bag of plums with some chocolate sauce, I shall break you out. Do you understand? It was then I noticed it was toenail pizza from the story about my mum and dad. So I said, fuck yes. So what happens? Toenail pizza murders all the security guards and he blows up the door. Nice. So now toenail pizza has just given me a knife. I said, is that you, toenail pizza? You still into mad dog stuff? And he said, yeah. Yeah. Okay. It was then he said, I want my plums. Oh no, the moment I dread when I have to give my plums away. There was silence. So I said, ha, you fucking wish, go to hell. At that, I began to cut off his balls. I think it's funny. I left them there, hard like balls. They're probably still there. Later that day, I went to town Hempstead ball again, but I decided I'm not stealing anything because I'm not going back to that shithole of a prison. But then I remembered I've been there 203 times before, so yeah. Anyway, I went to the salesman of the ship and said, hey, what do you want for your birthday? Actually, I said, hey, what do you want for your ship? You know, that one over there. And he said, not loads, but if you want it, you've got to have a crew with 5 people. Okay, yeah. And that's when we get to the crew with hunting. So now I go and put notices all round the street saying that I'm going to the island of the plums. Fantastic. So now a boy called David Alexander came to me and said, I like it when you go to those places where they have those candy horses, you know, murderers and mad dogs. Can I join your crew with my little gang? I said, yes. So we had to get to the station. But then David's little gang decided they wouldn't wait for me to tell them what ship to get on. And before we all knew it, David and his little gang were heading for some brother in Jamaica. Would you believe it, the little peas heads? Right. I'm back, bitches. Not long after, George came in. He had 5 people with him. So I said, kill Richard, and then you can join my crew. Okay. George said, Richard is undead. You cannot kill Richard. So I said, I don't care. Just push him into the Red Sea. Okay, yeah. And off we go. There we all were. There's the Red Sea. So I said, come on, Richard, jump. Okay, yeah. Richard said, don't want to. I said, jump. Richard said, no, go fuck yourself. I said, don't you fucking talk like that. When I was a girl, when I was a boy, I had to kill myself whenever my mum told me to. Richard starts to sulk. Don't you dare sulk. I'm not having you sitting there throwing one of your tantrums. I don't have to put up with you behaving like this. All I'm asking you to do is to end your life. Stop that dead sulking, will you? Richard said, no. I was absolutely furious. I'll tell you what I do. I took this grenade out of my beer, pulled out the pin and tossed it into his mouth. It's no good. Suddenly, Richard transforms into a giant mega roll, but crap. So here goes. Oh shit, fuck. Quick, get out of here. Richard's gonna kill us. There was an awful yelling and crying. There was the noise of Lacey guns being shot. And we ran, and all the time Richard was shooting Lacey at us. Suddenly, Richard starts up a chant. Die. Michael Rosen, die. Keel over and die. Michael Rosen, die. Die. Michael Rosen, die. Keel over and die. Go tell. He doesn't stop. Go tell. Suddenly, he stops. But Richard took this bazooka out of it deep down where I don't know. And that's when we get into really big trouble. the Michael Rosen map. Prod 2. There we all were, escaping with Richard shooting laces at us. And it went like this. Richard shot hundreds of holes into my ship. That wasn't very nice. We all ran and ran. Trouble was, Richard had a bright green jet bag. And as you know, he had a bazooka as well. This meant really big trouble. So there I was running for my life. First of all, I tried hiding in the corner of the poop deck. I lay there waiting for Richard to keel over and die. Of course, it's no good. And before we all knew it, Richard's head appeared in front of me. Hello! He was watching me and said, "Is that you, Michael? You still stupid ass shit." Hard luck. Michael Rosen always knew you were a bit brain dead. And he took this lightsaber out of his pocket. I think, fuck this, and I ran and jumped from deck to deck. I juked and jived around that ship. For 3 hours I'm at it, and all the time Richard was shooting laces. Suddenly, another ship appeared. On its own. It shot hundreds of rolls, but plums at us. We all got up and ran around that ship. It was then I noticed roll, but pirates coming in. And straight away, I was down the stairs into the captain's cabin. So now I close the door, I shove it really hard and fast, and it bangs out of its frame, and it bangs against Richard's face. So now I go and look for weapons. Nothing. There was the noise of bombs. Meanwhile, I've got big bother. They're going to find me here. Suddenly I heard a terrible noise. There was the noise of someone shouting. Suddenly David and his little gang came running into the captain's cabin with 2 roll, but pirates behind them. What the fuck? Then I said, "How the fuck did you get here, David Alexander?" I thought you and your little gang were heading for Jamaica on your own. And he said, "Ha! The Haribo Company hired me and my gang to catch Michael Rosen, and here you are on my side. George, Mervyn, Lydia.
I am sworn to carry your burdens.
Shut up, Haribo, and a tomato. The end meets David and his little gang, Richard, hundreds of roll, but pirates, and 203 toenails. I don't know. Now, catch Michael Rosen and put him in the sack. At that, I jumped up the window. I began to escape, and I dashed out faster than an electronic toenail. And there's David Alexander, and he's roaring, "What? And me, I'm climbing on the ship. Hop, 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 hop. Suddenly, Richard appeared with a bazooka, and I ran and ran. It's no good. And before we all knew it, Richard pushed me towards the edge of the ship. It was then I noticed the sharks deep down in the water. They were watching me. The huge Richard said, "One push, Mr. Rosen, and he'll be dead." Blimey. Suddenly, Mervyn came in. He had him stand and ran Richard over with the car. Nice. So now I took his lightsaber. I was Star Wars. So now I began to kill the roll, but pirates. Trouble was, David Alexander came in. He had a shit blaster, and he blows Lydia's head off. Blimey, that's really dangerous, you know. And then she just fell over and died. Ha! There's Lydia. Good Britain's bitch. Always knew you were a bitch. Anyway, it was then I noticed the island of the plums. There it was. George thought it was necessary for him to crash my ship into the island. Fuck. George, you fucking faggot. Anyway, David just fell off the ship. Hard luck, Dave. Then we took him away into my ship. First of all, we torture him. I'll tell you what I do. I shove a bike up his arse. Ow! And then he started crying. Look at that. That's what you get when you fuck with Michael Rosen. I thought the war was over. So we left them there, you know, Richard and David and his little faggot gang. Then we went into the jungle. We decided to spread out to explore the island. We dumped Lydia's dead corpse in the sea. I went with George and the tomato, but a sad thing happened. The tomato got killed by some horribly furious gay pedophile. So sad. Such a sad, sad thing. I'll tell you what I do. I took his head and I began to bang his face into the rock. And it went like this. Dead. I bashed out both eyes. Fantastic. Later that day, we went back to our ship to get the Michael Rosen map. When we got there, I noticed the map was gone. We all got up and ran all round to look for it. Nothing. Suddenly, there was an awful yelling and crying. There was the noise of chainsaws. Then, suddenly, Richard appeared. And he just fell over and died in front of me. It was then a little door slid open. There was a man who stepped out of Richard's role, but he was watching me, and he took this blade of a knife and he said, "Ha! I found you, Michael Rosen, and now you're going to die." The man took off his hood. It was then I noticed it was toenail pizza. And that's when we get into even bigger trouble. The Michael Rosen map, Prod 3. There we all were, and I ran, and toenail pizza ran after me with a blade, and it was fucking hard. There I was running away like mad, faster than an electronic babysitter. Suddenly, Harry appeared and he just bumps into toenail pizza. That's really dangerous, you know. He was absolutely furious. And he grabbed Harry and he threw him back at me. And suddenly we all heard Harry and he screamed, "Quick, get out, get the fuck out of here." These motherfuckers crazy. We all got up and ran behind that rock. Then I said, "How did you escape, crazy murderers with no blades when you were hunting skyfugels in Japan?" Harry said, "I bought a pizza. One sloppy, crappy pizza with the melting shit and dead hypnotizer." So I peeled off the hypnotizer off my pizza, but it was slippery and sticky, and the pee poured out, and the eyes came off in soggy lumps, blob by blob, and the brains fell out. I'll tell you what I do. I took this hypnotizer. I began to shoot pee like mad. Meanwhile, toenail pizza was looking all round for me, George, Mervyn, and Harry. Suddenly, Harry pushed a lever. A trap door slid open under me and Harry, and we fell deep down into the hole. Not long after, we woke up and recovered and looked all round the room to see what it was. Then I noticed the man opposite. He was eating a bag of crap. Ooh. And there were hundreds of dead people. Hundreds and hundreds of them. So I said, "What's this place?" Suddenly, a machine starts roaring. What's that? The machine starts up talking. Blimey. The machine said to me and Harry, "You see that bloke over there? Him? He was a fierce soldier of the Haribo Company 40 years ago. There was a great big bed for the map of the island of the plums. In the end, a native got away with the map, but then he got killed in the water and he just fell over and died. Trouble was, we never saw the map ever again. And suddenly we all heard a terrible noise. There was an awful yelling and crying. There was the noise of toenail pizza banging against the door really loud. It was then there was an even more horrible yelling and crying. Suddenly the door blows up and toenail pizza appeared. At that, me and Harry ran into the corridor. Not long after, we got to the control room. There was a red mist all round the room, and there were hundreds of dead corpses. It was then toenail pizza appeared behind us, and all the doors closed down in front of me. A red light appeared right in the middle of the room. There was no way out, and that's when we get into really fucking big trouble. the chorusers stand up. They just stand up. Blimey. It was then a terrifying ghostly creature appeared. It was huge. Sorry, what did you say? Toenail Pizza took the treasure chest out of his pocket and he put it down very carefully in front of the demon overboard. Boom! Oh no! It was then I noticed the hundreds and hundreds of magic plums inside the chest. So what happened? That awful motherfucker, Toenail Pizza, gave the demon 148 plums. But first of all, they began to guess how many plums there were. No, you fool. 203, you fuckhead. And so it went on. I took the chance. I began to escape. It was then the zombies started surrounding me and Harry with a prototype laser guns. Blimey. Stop right there. So Toenail Pizza, where the fuck do you think you're trying to go? I'm Michael Rosen. I don't have to put up with you behaving like the little fuck you are. Suddenly, there was an awful yelling and crying. There was Toenail Pizza going, no, escaping. Toenail Pizza took me and Harry out of the base and then he threw me onto the floor in front of me. That wasn't very nice. And he said, it was then Toenail Pizza made Harry sit down on the ground on his ass and he took this blade out of his pocket and he put it very carefully against Harry's neck. It was then George and Mervyn appeared. George said, leave him alone, you cunt. And I saw Toenail Pizza swinging the blade into Harry's neck. Oh! And he just fell over and died. And I ran back to my ship looking for my plum droid. Got it. Then I called my friend Trevor and he said, what's the matter, Mick? Don't you know it's 2:30 in the morning? Then I said, I don't care. Look, Harry is dead. I'm stuck on the island of the plums with hundreds of crazy motherfuckers trying to murder me and my crew. Come on, Trevor. And he said, okay. Yeah, okay. So now I gave him the coordinates of the island. Not long after, I went back to the base, but then I noticed a complete native on me. Holy shit, they were heading for Toenail Pizza, and all the time he was swinging the blade to and fro, killing the natives one by one. The weak ones just used to keel over and explode. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. It was then I noticed George. All his clothes were torn, there was blood on his face, and he screamed, quick! Toenail Pizza's gonna murder Mervyn. Oh no! Me and George ran and ran. Meanwhile, there was a great big bed. All the zombies against the natives, and all the time there were bodies flying around the bed. Field. Then I noticed Mervyn trying to hold himself against Toenail Pizza, so I pushed Mervyn away. George gave me some magic plums. I take one, put it in my mouth. So now I go and slap Toenail Pizza in the face, really hard and fast, slap, and he bangs against the wall really loud, and then he just fell over. Knock out! Suddenly we all heard a terrible noise. There was an awful yelling and crying. The bass exploded and everyone ran and ran. Then I screamed, "Quick! Get out! Get out of here!" Me, George and Mervyn escaped. Then suddenly it appeared. The demon overwrought. It was fucking huge. We all got up and got away as fast as we could. By the time we got ourselves together, Trevor and his helicopter appeared as well. So now we all ran and jumped on it and got away as fast as we could. So Trevor said, "Did you have a good time, boys?" Then I said, "All right. But I wanted hundreds and hundreds of magic plums. They've stolen them from us. And now we're all fucking screwed." It was then George took this bag out of his pocket and he said, "You're right, quite right, but there may still be hope." And he took 3 magic plums out of his bag. Then I said, "How did you get them back?" And he said, "Ha, you know me." So now he took the Michael Rosen map out of his pocket. Magic. And then we went home. Trouble was, Toenail Pizza still had hundreds of magic plums. This meant really big trouble. Kaboom, 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 kaboom. CaptainPlums